Last night, 2 a.m., I'm sitting at my computer desk doing computer things, and I hear crackling, leaves swaying, and a crash that sounded like a tree falling down. And exactly atop of a tree, I think I forget what kind of tree it is. So it falls down, crashes, and I think it took out my shed. And And I guess the type of tree that it is, it's attracting all the deer in the neighborhood. I had a mama and her baby deer here this morning when I first light came out and I tried to get an assessment. So I couldn't go out. Now I got like a single deer there. But I gotta go check this thing out. So let's go disturb Mr. Deer and let's see if my shed is in pieces. So he's right out there, and I guess it's kind of like a fig tree. So maybe a mosey on the way. There you go, buddy. I want to check out my shed. So you could take off. So anyway, there's where my shed is supposed to be, and that's a pretty big branch. So up there, if you could see where it broke off, and it came down, made some noise, and then landed on my shed. And you got Mr. Deer with a mouthful of the tree. I guess the tree must be tasty for them, kind of like a fig tree. And there you go. Thank you, sir. I'm gonna make our assessment here. So the tree has these leaves, and I guess it must be delicious for the deer because he's been here pretty much most of the morning. So my backyard is a disaster. It's just wild, and this makes it even worse, if it could get worse. So maybe it's an improvement. So we're gonna come through here, and there goes my shed, and it's took out. It's took out. So look at the broken branches here. Lots of branches. I guess it looks old. I don't know if that's old damage. And the shed's in there. There's my cart. There's my ramp into the shed. Oh, okay. Yeah. So the shed is at a nice little angle there. And doesn't look good. Does not look good. So there's a snowblower in there. Okay, here we go. And it's my shed door. And it's scrunched down pretty good. Yep, the shed is done. And never noticed that hole in that tree. So this is quite a lot. Maybe I could see it better from the front of the house. So here I have my bamboo forest that's taken over this side of the yard, and that's been going on for several years. I always try to keep it as cut back and control as possible, but I went a few years without touching it, and it's just out of control. So let's see if I could get around to the other side of the house. Now, I have a, this is insane too. I have a walking path around the house, which is there, but you can't really walk on that side. So let's see if we can see it from the front of the house. So the front of the house is not too bad. I have the worst lawn in the neighborhood. Guess what? That's okay. I'll just mow it, keep it trimmed. I'm gonna go off to the side here. See if you can see anything. So this whole side of the house is just took over. Wow, it's really bad. And they won't mind if I go through here. Yep. So I got this going on, that going on. Pretty much crushed. So that's what I got to deal with. Look at the mold there, the side of the house. And that tree was a little sapling, and now it's like a towering tree there. And that's the same type of tree that fell. A black lotus or something. And I got this big bush here. It was a nice bush. It's huge. Then I got a dogwood here, which got some vines on it. That comes out with white flowers during the year. Then another bush there. Don't even know what it is. I got a Japanese red maple in there with another bush there. You know, it's my coneflower garden that's being taken over by weeds. So these weeds seem to have shot up. We had a lot of rain last few days, so I need to get cracking. Now I have a garbage pile here. Right, have a Japanese red maple on the end of the driveway. There's where my lawnmower is. Luckily it's not in the shed because I won't see it. And this side of the house is inundated with pines. And then look at this, I have this broken branch there hanging over my power line to the house. Good times, good times. You know, this is what years of neglect will get you. And that little tree is the same type of tree that fell in the backyard. Actually have a nice red maple here in front of the house. So that's where we're at. So that's where we're at. Really no money to hire somebody to handle this. I intend to do it, but physically I'm kind of taxed with tennis lessons and other stuff. And I gotta find the right time to do these manual labor projects. And then there's a little bit of laziness too. But that's what this channel is about. Me trying to tackle all this to see how far I could go on a budget. And maybe give me some tips, some advice, some motivation. And we'll go from there. So, little setbacks. But it has to be done, right? I could leave it wild back there. I got a snowblower in that shed. That's pretty good. So I guess little by little, you know, I do own 2 chainsaws, so I have the tools. Probably own 3 chainsaws. So I'll just chip it away, chip it away. Thanks for watching.